So the Ranger is the next class, and the Ranger is I actually play Ranger in this iteration instead of where I did it on Solasta. The Ranger is completely absurd. It's actually really, 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 really strong, which is kind of funny how it normally is. But Ranger gives you a lot of viable options to take with both your favorite enemy and your natural explorer, which don't even know if they're active, but they might have been. I didn't really actually notice, but I really like, and that's what I talked about as well as last, the lack of urban tracker or some kind of city tracker really really lacking in my opinion. So it might be because there's no town exploration and so on and so forth, but I really like seeing this one here, and it makes me happy. I'll be honest. You get a D10 as a hit dice, and you are also able to get a lot stronger with a bow compared to if you were a fighter. So that's really nice. Um, for the races, you're going to be focusing on the dexterity, definitely. Um, oh yeah, I forgot the subclasses. For subclasses, you get two options. You get the hunter and you get the beastmaster. In my opinion, currently the hunter is the strongest, just being able to do so much damage with the hunter's mark and completely bust open the game. The beastmaster is by no means a bad choice, but the hunter just it annihilates the whole game. It completely annihilates the game. There's like no way it's not the most busted thing. And you're able to deal, I believe, 30 damage, something insane, 35 damage in one turn when you get to the level 4. It might be a bit overkill. 30 damage might be only 20 damage, but it's a lot of damage you deal. For these classes, races, I mean, High Elf, Wood Elf, great choice. You're only really going to be focusing on Dex and Wisdom, as Wisdom is your casting modifier, but Dex is your primary one, definitely. So not the High Elf, but Wood Elf is a clear contender as probably the strongest, if not the strongest race to take, due to giving both Dex and Wisdom, giving you Fleetfoot and Mask of the Wild. So strong, and also having the Dark Vision. The other elf just gets you intelligence and mechanics. And my opinion about cantrips is that they're not very strong, and I do not like the selection. I've never liked it, even with standard D&D, so take it as you want. The tiefling is useless, again, due to it not giving anything for the ranger class. The drow race does give dexterity and the superior dark vision, which is very useful. It does give a charisma instead of the wisdom, which the wood elf gives, so it's a bit worse than the wood elf in my opinion, but it's the second strongest race, definitely. The human, again, I'm not very fond of the human. Githyanki is a really bad race due to giving absolutely nothing to the ranger class currently. The dwarf, only gold dwarf gives to wisdom and toughness, but overall, again, this race gives absolutely nothing to a ranger. The half elf does give a bit due to being able to take the dex and wisdom, but compared to the wood elf, it's just not worth it at all. Last but not least, the high elf, or the halfling, I mean, is strong due to the lucky feat, and you can choose yourself which one of the two you want to take. As for constitution, I believe it's the stronger one, but if you prefer the lightfoot, then you can go that. So, let's go the elf and the wood elf. For the ability score improvements, whoop, let me just remove all this. So, as said, you only need to focus on two things really, or mainly. It's a dex. You want your dex to be 17 because you want about 18 dex when you get to your level 4. Additionally, I prefer if I get like a 13, oops, not 16. I only go 13 or maybe 14 for a wisdom. It's not because it's very important, because then you can also put a 14 in constitution. You can secure the 10, or maybe even 12 if you want to here. You could also take a 15 in wisdom, and then when you get to level 4, you're able to get +4 in dex and +3 in wisdom, which is probably what I would go personally. For the skills, stealth is very important in my opinion, and so is perception. So currently we're already set on the skills. So for the origin, you definitely want something to support that in some way or form. Getting something such as, let me just find it. Folk hero giving you survival and animal handling is also very nice due to you being able to use these two very well, and insight and persuasion is always a favorite. especially the insight, due to it being a very strong ability to use during conversation. You already start off with stealth and perception due to your race, so that's already you already have two of the best what's called skills. So the only ones you really need to cover right now is the nature and the survival, and that's why I'd personally go with the Outlander with the athletics and survival instead, or you could go with the where was it? I've missed it. Entertainer, where getting the acrobatics due to you being a dex character, so acrobatics is also very strong. And you can't choose acrobatics naturally either, so you get both acrobatics and sleight of hand, which is very nice. For the last three ones, I do not want to take athletics due to having -1 in strength, so that's kind of useless. The insight one due to having high wisdom, the survival, and last but not least, I'd either take the animal handling or the nature. I believe animal handling might be very good later on, as I've seen the Larian Studios do some really good stuff with the different skills just in when we were to look at Divinity Original Sins 2. It was very good at utilizing everything. But that is how I would build a hunter, ranger.